Okay, so first things first. Yang starts off this episode by saying Salem can't be killed. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Osmond's question was, how do I beat her? And Jin's answer was, you can't. I don't know if that means that just Ozpin is incapable of stopping her, or if she really is unstoppable, which I would think is kind of a stretch. Why is Ruby still referring to Ozpin as Professor? He's not in school anymore, and I don't think they would respect him anymore to give him that kind of title. So, based on the wishy-washy, kind of flimsy plot we've had up till this point, I'm not that surprised that Ozpin doesn't have a plan to stop Salem. What a fucking bitch-ass pansy Ozpin is. People finally realize that you're being kind of mean and you just run away and throw a tantrum. Oh, you guys found out that I was lying about putting my hand in the cookie jar. I'm just gonna lock myself in my room and I won't talk to you guys anymore. Like, come on, be a man, Ozpin. You can't just run away as soon as things start to get sticky for you. Everyone's performances have been really great this season, and there's a better editing with the conversations now. Like, going back to volume 4 or 5, you can see that there's like these big pauses between characters talking, but now in this season, at least so far at least, everyone has like a natural flow. Like there's like this part.
I want it to stop.
He just left us?
What are we gonna do now?
Enough!
Like there's a natural speed here. I really like the instrumental version of the theme song. I think it's called Rise Like the Moon, or Rising Like the Moon. It's really poignant in this moment, and just beautiful in general. It's probably my favorite opening song in the whole series. So I originally thought that Salem lived on the moon, because during that campfire scene, Crow looks up at the moon while he's talking about her. But now after watching the backstory of her and Ozpin in the last episode, I think this is just the lair of the dark god, darkness brother. Still no idea where that could be though. Like you'd think it'd be somewhere on a map. Maybe someone would have noticed flying over this place that it's creepy as shit. Oh shit, best boy Tyrian is back. Honestly, I knew he would be back this volume because he's in the opening. I expected him to have his tail back though. Like, I thought that's what Watts was doing. Because that happened in like episode 3, I think, of volume 5, that Salem's like, wait, Watts, you need to make Tyrian a new tail. And so, see, every time we cut back to Salem and her like crew of evil, I'm just so curious why it is that they're hanging out with her. Like, Tyrion's pretty obvious. He thinks she's his god, basically. But I don't know why he thinks that. What position was he in when she found him and recruited him? And Watts and Hazel seem like they don't really care about what she's doing or anything, really stick around. I'm just so confused as to why these people found Salem and why they agreed to stick around with her, even after seeing her be kind of malicious in certain ways to her followers.
The Fauna's militia split our forces.
Maybe it's because you only brought like 10 people with you to try to blow up a school, and the Fauna's brought like actually an army, actually an appropriate amount of people to stop you. It's pretty crazy. Like, Salem throws her table over, and Watts stands up like normal, but when she threw it, she knocked over Tyrian. Like, you'd think, I know she treats her minions differently, depending on who she's talking to, but you'd think she would treat the guy who reveres her with a bit more love, with a bit more care, because he thinks she is God. And in many ways, she is. But every time I've seen her, she's, like, barking at him. She, like, dismissed him and was pissed off that he didn't kill Crow. So I didn't make a review thing for the last episode, mostly because since it was all exposition, there wasn't much for me to say other than, that's neat. But something I have been thinking of is they never really explained how she got control over the Grim. I assume it's when she fell into the puddle, but it just said it kind of manipulated her body and filled it with destruction. I don't know how that translates to Grim powers, but, you know, I'm willing to roll with it. So, she started to mention the sword under Vacuo's academy. I wonder if this means she's going to target Vacuo next, or Atlas, since she found out that Ozpin and crew are moving over to Atlas. If she was smart, she would take her team of 5 and split them between the two and try to get it all done at once, because Ozpin and RWBY can't stop you if they're in only one spot. Jeez, why is Yang being so persnickety with Maria? This volume so far is reminding me a lot of Volume 4. There's a similar thing of moving and traveling. Now instead of beautiful green forests, it's covered in snow. It kind of makes Volume 5 feel like an oddball being in between there, because there was a big emphasis on moving and traveling and getting places, but Volume 5, everyone was kind of stationary and stuck in one place for most of it. Apparently there's been this big to-do in the fandom about the length of this episode. Like, it's 13 minutes long, and looking at the next one, that one's going to be about 15 minutes long. I don't really mind that at all, because that's been about the average length of RWBY episodes since Volume 3. I would rather have a shorter episode that was really well made than a longer episode that was just stretched out for time. Like, think about Volume 5. Some of those episodes didn't need to be as long as they were. There was a lot of fluff, a lot of filler, a lot of padding, and the more we can cut that out and trim the fat, the better, I'd say. So yeah, I don't really mind the length that much. I don't really think there's a reason to complain about it. Remember back in Volume 1, where we had like 2-minute long episodes? Where fucking The Shining Beacon was like max 7 minutes, and it was split into 2 parts? Remember that shit? Okay, so I almost didn't want to make a review for this episode. I didn't make one last week because, like I said, there's nothing for me to really say. And this one was a good progression of the characters starting to move forward plot-wise. Yeah, of the episodes so far, I would say this one's probably been one of the more boring ones. A lot of just setup, but that happens. And I'd rather get the setup done and out of the way in episode 4 than drag it all the way out to episode 7, like Volume 5. I'm excited for the next episode, but that's because mostly I'm excited for more to start happening, to start getting this plot onto its legs and have the characters start doing things and figure out what their plan is. But yeah, overall, I'm excited. It was a good episode, nothing amazing, but nothing terrible, and I'm excited to see what happens next week. If you like my video, please do me a favor and like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps. Let me know what you're thinking of the volume so far. Do you disagree with everything I say? Do you have different opinions or theories about anything? Let me know. I would love to hear it. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.